Alright, today's video is going to be on how I upgraded my batteries and my battery switch for my travel trailer. Today's video I'm doing it from Kauai RV Resort in Three Rivers, California. This is located just outside of Sequoia National Park. Rather than bore you guys with a long-winded video doing a step-by-step on how I installed these batteries and installed these switches, the switch, I just rather give you a brief overview of what I did, because at the end of the day, everybody's rig is different, everybody's setup is different. At the end, you're gonna have to fine-tune it to what you need on your RV. So the first thing I needed to do was figure out where I wanted to put the batteries. In my case, that was pretty simple. I only had one choice. Originally, I had one battery located right here, and I had installed prior to this a blade switch or a knife switch. I don't know exactly what the term is, and I used to have to take the cover off to get to it, and it was kind of a pain, and I didn't really care for that kind of a system, but I only had one battery. When I started doing this and I wanted to install the new battery switch, that you could see it over there, I was going to upgrade the battery switch and then put a new battery. Then I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and put in a second battery, because we're from Florida, we've traveled all the way out here to California, and I just wanted to double my capacity just in case for whatever reason we had to boondock somewhere, that I had additional battery power. So once you figure out where the batteries are going to go and how you're going to mount them, then you got to come up with where you want to put the switch. For my setup, that was going to be the easiest location for me to put the switch. Once you've got the battery location and the switch location, now you can measure out and see how long the cables are going to have to be. Remember, the cables need to be of equal or greater size than the cables coming from your RV. You don't want to go down. It's got to be at least the same size or larger. These cables, I got them from a local auto parts store. I'll put links in the description down below. The switch, I got it from Amazon. So once I figured out the length of all the cables, I went ahead and mounted the box. This was the second box. I just used self-tapping screws to mount the box to the rails on the bottom. Then I drilled holes in the bottom of the box, so if any water did get in, it had a way for the water to get out. Once I had the box mounted, and then this box, the screw was actually rusted out, so I went ahead and put some new screws in there and drilled a couple extra holes in that one. Now, to hook up 12-volt batteries, you want to hook them up in parallel. So as you can see here, I went from negative to negative, positive to positive, and that's how I joined the two batteries together. You always want to put the switch on the negative side. So I took the cable from the RV to the switch, and then from the switch to the negative side of the first battery. Then I took the positive and I ran it to the positive side of the second battery. The reason why you do that is because if you have the batteries hooked up where you're using the negative on one, the positive on the other, you're going to be utilizing all the power together, and they're going to go down as close together as possible. And when they charge, they're going to trickle charge the same way. Then I went ahead, and for these cables that were exposed, I got some new flex cables just to cover them, just to give them some extra protection, and I used some zip ties on the ends to secure them to make sure that they were okay. So far we got the batteries, we got the battery boxes in place, we got them mounted, we've got the batteries installed. We went ahead and ran the cables and installed the switch. Now the battery covers, because they were kind of close, they I'm gonna see if I can show this to you guys, but I cut one of the handles off of one of the batteries, one of the battery boxes, so that it would fit better. And then I'll show you when I put these covers back on that the covers come with these extended parts on them, and that's where the wires can fit through, but obviously together they wouldn't fit. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this. I'm going to put the covers on so you can see. All right, so you can see here what I did. I just put the covers on reverse so that they would fit in with one another easier. And then instead of using the straps that came with them, I went ahead and put these rubber straps. You can tell this was the original old one. It's all rusted out. And that's the new one over there. And all they're doing is they're just going underneath, grabbing a hold of it. And that's just a little bit better protection for me. The one that came with it just really wasn't good. I didn't feel secure with it, but with this I feel much more secure. And by going underneath the rails that hold it on, you can also it's also holding the box in place when we're traveling. There's a different angle of what I did. You can see the switch there. You can see the boxes.